Odin, the supreme god of Norse mythology and his influence on the world. Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into the mysterious and rugged world of Norse mythology to talk about its most powerful figure, Odin. He's not just the chief god of Asgard, but also a symbol of wisdom, war, magic, sacrifice, and fate. Odin embodies both the bright and dark sides of Norse culture and world view. In the myths, Odin is portrayed as a great strategist, warrior, leader, and philosopher, constantly seeking knowledge and control over the universe, even at great personal cost. We will explore how Odin connects to key aspects of Norse mythology, why he was so important to the Vikings, and how his influence continues to shape us today. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our upcoming videos on mythology and history, origin and lineage. Odin is the son of Bor, who was the first being created from frost when fire and ice met to bring forth life. His mother, Bestla, was from the race of giants, symbolizing Odin's connection to the primal forces of nature and chaos. Odin has two brothers, Vili and Ve, and together they accomplished one of the most important acts in mythology, the creation of the world. They killed the giant Ymir and formed the earth from his body and the seas and rivers from his blood. This myth not only explains the cosmos's creation, but also emphasizes a central theme in Norse mythology: the idea that the universe was born from violence and sacrifice. It highlights the cycle of life, death, and rebirth which Odin represents in his fate. The chief god of Asgard, Odin isn't just a warrior or wise man. He represents universal power. As the chief of the Aesir gods who reside in Asgard, he maintains order in the cosmos, interacting with humans, gods, giants, and even the dead. Odin's role is far more complex than other gods like Thor, who represents strength, or Freya, the god of fertility. Odin rules not only through might, but also through knowledge, foresight, and magic. He is constantly seeking to understand the future, a key trait that plays a crucial role in events leading to Ragnarok, the end of the world. Leader of Valhalla. Odin's leadership extends to Valhalla, the hall of slain warriors, where those who die in battle await the final battle, Ragnarok. These warriors, called Einherjar, train every day for that last fight. Odin doesn't just gather them, he actively prepares them for the events he has foreseen, showing that Odin never leaves anything to chance. Odin in mythology, wisdom and sacrifice for knowledge. Odin's thirst for knowledge often requires immense personal sacrifice. One of the most famous legends tells of Odin's journey to Mimir's well of wisdom. The well held all the world's knowledge, and Odin wanted to drink from it to gain even more power. But wisdom came at a high cost. Mimir demanded one of Odin's eyes in return. Without hesitation, Odin plucked out his eye and dropped it into the well, gaining the ability to see the world in a much deeper way. This story symbolizes not only wisdom, but also the idea that true knowledge requires sacrifice. Here, Odin becomes more than just a god of knowledge. He embodies the principle that seeking greater understanding often means giving up something precious in return. The sacrifice on Yggdrasil and the runes. One of the most dramatic stories about Odin is his self-sacrifice on Yggdrasil, the World Tree, to uncover the secrets of the runes, ancient symbols that held magical power. Odin hung himself from the tree's branches and pierced himself with his spear, Gungnir. For 9 days and nights he hung between life and death, suffering from pain, hunger, and thirst, until finally the knowledge of the runes was revealed to him. This myth shows Odin as a god, willing to go to extreme lengths to achieve his goals. The runes were not just an alphabet, but represented magical power and control over fate and reality. This myth highlights the importance of spiritual dedication, self-denial, and the pursuit of higher knowledge. Odin as the god of war and death. In Norse mythology, Odin is not only the god of wisdom and magic, but also of war. His connection to battle was not merely strategic. He was also the patron of those who fell in combat. According to the myths, warriors who died with weapons in hand were taken to Valhalla, where they were welcomed by Valkyries, Odin's warrior maidens. In Valhalla, the warriors trained and fought daily, knowing that one day they would be called upon for the great battle, Ragnarok. Odin's role here is both as a leader and a symbol of warrior ideals, one who leads his army through hardship and suffering toward a noble end. Odin's symbols and attributes. The ravens, Hugin and Munin. Odin's 2 ravens, Hugin and Munin, are his eyes and ears in the world of gods and men. Hugin means thought, and Munin means memory. These birds fly across the 9 realms each day and return to Odin with news of everything that happens, granting him near omniscient knowledge. The ravens symbolize not only Odin's ability to know all, but also the importance of thought and memory as sources of wisdom. Odin's deep connection to both thought and remembrance makes him a god of practical and philosophical wisdom. The wolves, Geri and Freki. Odin's 2 wolves, Geri and Freki, accompany him both on the battlefield and in Asgard. Their names mean greedy and ravenous, reflecting their aggressive nature and ties to bloodshed. They are constant companions to Odin, symbolizing the wildness and brutality of war, which is often a necessary part of conflict. The spear Gungnir. Odin's spear, Gungnir, crafted by dwarves, never misses its target. It symbolizes Odin's absolute power and control over fate. In mythology, Gungnir also represents sacrifice. In the early days of creation, Odin threw his spear to seal a pact between gods and giants, highlighting his role as one who rules through sacrifice and agreements. Valknut. The Valknut, a symbol of 3 interlocking triangles, is often associated with Odin and death. It appears on grave markers and burial stones, representing the journey into the afterlife. The Valknut also connects Odin to the dead, and his role as a god governing both life and death. Odin's role in Ragnarok. Preparing for Ragnarok. Odin foresaw Ragnarok, the end of the world and the death of the gods. Instead of trying to stop the inevitable, he prepared for it. He gathered the finest warriors who had died in battle and trained them in Valhalla for the final fight. This aspect of Odin highlights his understanding of the world's cycles of destruction and rebirth. He knew that death was only a part of the greater cosmic cycle, the final battle with Fenrir. During Ragnarok, Odin will face the giant wolf Fenrir, who was once his prisoner. The myth is filled with tragedy. Although Odin knew he was destined to die, he still confronts the wolf. Fenrir symbolizes chaos and destruction, a force so powerful that even the mightiest god cannot stand against it. In the final battle, Fenrir devours Odin, marking the end of his reign and the destruction of the old world. However, Ragnarok is not just about destruction. It represents the cyclical nature of time, where after an ending, a new beginning arises. Odin's death is just one phase in the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Odin and the cosmic tree Yggdrasil. One of the central elements in Norse mythology is the world tree Yggdrasil, a giant ash tree that connects all 9 worlds. The tree symbolizes the interconnection between realms: Asgard, the world of the gods; Midgard, the world of humans; Hel, the world of the dead, and others. Odin is deeply linked to Yggdrasil, symbolizing his connection to the cosmos and wisdom. Aside from his sacrifice for the runes, Odin is often depicted sitting or standing by the tree's roots, showing his understanding of the universe's structure and his role in maintaining balance. The roots of Yggdrasil stretch into the past and future, binding time and space. Odin, able to perceive these invisible flows of time, strives to keep balance, even as the world's fate is sealed. Odin's role in the lives of the Norse, patron of warriors and rulers. For the Vikings and other Norse peoples, Odin was primarily the god of war and wisdom. Rulers sought his guidance for wise leadership, and warriors prayed to him for a glorious death in battle. Odin was the god they called upon before combat, asking for victory or the honor of being taken to Valhalla. Warriors believed that dying in battle with weapons in hand would lead them to Valhalla, where they could meet Odin and prepare for Ragnarok. This belief made every battle not just a fight to win or lose, but an opportunity to gain eternal glory. The importance of sacrifice. Sacrifice was a key part of Odin's cult. The Norse believed that by making sacrifices to Odin, they could strengthen their bond with the god and gain his favor. Myths often tell stories of Odin making sacrifices or demanding them from others, whether it was his own eye, warriors, or even animals. In the saga of the Inglings, a king sacrifices himself to Odin, believing that his death would bring prosperity to his people. Such stories reflect the harsh reality of Viking life, where the gods demanded hardship in exchange for their blessings. Odin in modern culture. Today, Odin's legacy continues in various ways, from literature and films to religious revivalism. Modern interpretations often focus on his wisdom and magical powers, overlooking his more complex and darker aspects. But in every portrayal, Odin remains a figure who represents the harsh yet awe-inspiring balance between life, death, wisdom, and war. From popular books like Neil Gaiman's American Gods to movies like Thor, Ragnarok, Odin's influence permeates modern storytelling. His character appeals to modern audiences because he embodies timeless themes: the pursuit of knowledge, the willingness to sacrifice, and the inevitability of fate. For those interested in reconstructing ancient Norse religions, Odin is also a central figure in modern pagan practices like Asatru. These followers see Odin as a god of personal transformation and growth, much like his ancient devotees. In conclusion, Odin's influence extends far beyond his role in Norse mythology. He is a symbol of sacrifice, wisdom, war, and fate, guiding both the gods and humanity. His enduring presence in modern culture highlights the timeless appeal of his character, a complex and powerful figure who continues to captivate us with his mystique. Don't forget to like, share, and comment below on what other myths or figures you'd like us to explore. Thanks for watching,